Okay. I did that just to get your attention, because it's kind of hard to do that these days. A lot of people are quite fickle, and they need quite a jolt to get them interested. So, with that out of the way, obviously you can tell by the title of the video, this is going to be my thoughts about E3 2012. Already fucked it up. 2016. Jesus. I should not be allowed outside. Right. Little rule. I will not be talking about any games that didn't interest me. So, by the end of this, and I didn't mention something that you liked, odds are we don't have similar taste. I will only be talking about stuff that piqued my interest, that got me slightly interested, something like that, you know? And, of course, I'll be talking about order of appearance, so I will be talking about these things as they were revealed during E3. And, of course, I've saved the best one for last, because when I saw it, I felt like I was a kid again. It was absolutely incredible. It took my bloody breath away. It was the best thing. It was the best thing there to me. So, yeah. If I don't mention it in order that you remember E3 went, then that probably give it away. But if you didn't, then... Right. Here we go. I'm not going to say who did this. I'm not going to be saying, like, first of all, Xbox. But, you know, that's probably what it's going to be. Anyway, a game called We Happy Few was shown off, and holy crap, I didn't know what to think. Like, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I mean, literally, I saw it, and I was like, what is happening? Anyway, We Happy Few is set, I imagine, not a lot of information is given away, so I'm just going to tell you what I think it is. I think it's set in Britain in a dystopian future where it's made illegal to be sad or angry. So you will have to constantly take these tablets that's commissioned by the government called Joy, and it's this little pink tablet, and it'll make you happy all the time, like content. But when you take that tablet, shit starts to look different. So look into the trailer now, maybe some gameplay, because there's a scene in it. Also, the lady, there's a bit of the trailer, and there's a lady in it that comes around the corner and interacts with the main character. She's voiced by the same person who plays Bayonetta, so that's a +1 immediately. Anyway, and yeah, he gets like ushered out of his work, whatever he does. It wasn't clear what he does. And yeah, they're hitting a pinata. And she's all like, it's all the rage in the East, hit it, and shit like that. And he whacks it with a stick, and blood just explodes anyway, because when you're under the Joy, it looked like a pinata, but in fact it was actually a cat! Oh, and they're eating the entrails, it's fucking disgusting! Anyway, yeah, and she's like, you are off your Joy, here, take mine. And you're like, no, I don't want to take it. And she's like, oh my god, we've got ourselves a downer! I think that's what they're called. And she's like, call the police! And yeah, so... you're on the run from like the government because you don't want to conform, and that's pretty cool. I really like stuff like that, and this seems like such an interesting concept and idea. It looks like an action thriller. It doesn't look like a horror game to me. Well, it might look like a horror game to others, but to me it looks like an action thriller. So yeah, I'm excited for that. It's coming out on Xbox and Windows 10, but the company said they are working on all the ports, so I imagine it will come to PS4 eventually, which is what I'll be getting it for, if it ever does that. So yeah, that was very, very like that. Okay, moving on. There was an indie showreel that really tickled my balls, and Cuphead. Now, Cuphead was something that was announced a couple of years ago, 2014 I think, that got a neat little trailer, but it got a new trailer again today. And some more information about how, well, and if you don't know what Cuphead is, again, there's going to be no visuals apart from the title of the games that I'm talking about. So if you open up a new tab and type these in as I go along so you get a nice idea of what I'm talking about. Cuphead, for the Xbox, it's an exclusive, it's not coming to anything else, so that's very nice for them. It's drawn in the same style as like the 1920s, 1930s cartoon animation, like the style of Steamboat Mickey, Popeye, stuff like that. and it looks gorgeous. Like, the animation looks truly hand-drawn, and I think it is, but I'm not too sure, because, you know, a lot of stuff today is done digitally in a very clever way, like Rick and Morty's tween animation. I mean, holy crap, you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at it. But, yeah, it's very nicely done. It looks like a hectic platformer, because there were parts in it when I was looking at it, it looked like a bullet hell, like a lot of stuff was happening at once. And yeah, it's like you're running around shooting stuff, and all the bosses just look like very of its time. Like, they look very what it would have looked like back then. And I'm not even talking about new designs that are swished with the new kind of art. It's like the designs were pulled from back then and are being reused. That's what it looks like. I'm super impressed by that. So yeah, that piqued my interest. Excuse me. Oh yeah. Another indie game, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, got a sort of a strange trailer. It's odd, because normally when you get a trailer, the whole point of a trailer is to make you go, ooh, I want that, or, hey, that looks pretty good, I'll look into that. Not, that could have done with something else. Because the trailer that was released for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is imagine it like the Mighty Number 9 of Castlevania. It's like a spiritual successor, because it's made by the same bloke that made Symphony of the Night, so, you know, it's going to be good. But the trailer has the main character, which I assume is the main character, running through the landscape with the soundtrack playing in the background, which is very nice. And the environment, the atmosphere looks very good, and the character animation looks spot on. But that's it. There's no enemies, there's no interaction of mechanics, there's no showing off of, like, little bits. The trailer just shows off what the game looks like, how the character moves, and the music. So, yeah, again, look into it. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night trailer, E3 trailer. It was nice, because you got some information, finally, and we got to finally look at what the game was going to be. But to me, there wasn't enough. Like, maybe there isn't enough. Maybe they haven't got that far yet, and if that's the case, fine, fair enough. But it just seemed a bit odd. Perhaps that's what they were going for, like they stood out the norm. But anyway, whatever. Moving on. Ukulele. Again, another spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. And it's made by the exact same people back then, back in the old days. So, again, you know it's going to be great. And they got given a new trailer at E3, and holy shit! It just screams Banjo-Kazooie. All of it does. It looks so good. I've never played a Banjo-Kazooie game, but I've always wanted to. And I would love to get an N64 and buy a copy of Banjo-Kazooie, but my goodness, it's expensive. And trust me, I've already got a list that I'm working on my own of expensive games, because I'm a Sega nut. So I don't really want to do that. And then I got excited with the Rare Replay, and then finding out it was an Xbox One exclusive, and again, I felt like deflated, because it's like, that's really nice, but it's, sorry Microsoft, you're not offering me enough to make me want to get an Xbox again. The only Xbox I ever had was the original, because it had amazing shit on it. But when 360 rolled around, you shat on everybody, and somehow people lapped it up, because they loved their 360, And then, again, with the Xbox One, you shit on people, and people just lapping it up because they can't think for themselves. But whatever, that's that's a topic for another time. But yes, so yeah, it's coming out for pretty much everything, I think, Ukulele. It's coming out for fucking everything. And it just looks so colourful, and it embodies the feel of how Banjo-Kazooie was. Oh god, I can't describe it, because it's a unique feel entirely of its own. So look into it yourself. Is this the last indie game I'm interested in that's on this list? Yes, it is. Okay, the last indie game that got a trailer, I think it was yesterday morning for me, because I looked in my Twitter feed and I saw Way Forward released another trailer about their new Shantae game, Half Genie Hero, and that got kickstarted. And it's the biggest game that Way Forward will ever make. Well, not will ever make, but at the moment, it is the biggest game they've ever made. And it looks breathtaking, and I love it. The trailer is on the perfect blend of cheese, but informative. It gives me everything I want, as well as making me weeb out a little bit. Yeah, so, and that's really nice. And plus, the people that they're hooking up with, I think it's X-Speed? I think that's their company name. Don't quote me on that. They are publishing the game. for physical copy for Wii U, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Vita. Just for those three at the minute. But don't, it's coming out on digital release for everything else. Okay? It's just physical copies, which I really want. It's coming out for those three. Because physical beats digital any day of the week. I don't need to tell you that. I mean, if you're listening to this, you should know that. Anyway. Yeah, Shantae, Half-Blood Genie Hero, it looks fucking great. Can't wait to play it myself. So yeah, that took my interest, so very happy about that. Okay. This one, I've been interested in for quite a while. Well, not interested in, I've been wondering about, because we have no idea what it was until E3 started. Hideo Kojima made a contract with Sony, and to buddy up with them now. And Sony were like, yeah, we'll take you on board, we'll give you a studio and all that fuck shit. But the Sony were like, on one condition, make us a video game. And Kojima was just like, okay, fucking weirdos. Yeah, anyway, and the game was called Death Stranding, and all we got right now is a very cinematic trailer and a very weird atmosphere to it. I'm very interested. There really isn't enough information to gauge on what kind of game it's going to be. But I think Kojima said it's going to be a horror game, I think. But it's, again, it's hard to tell what it is you're looking at. It's, just look into it yourself. I don't want to give any of it away because the trailer itself is so like, what the fuck? What? And then you see, never mind, I'm not going to say a word. So yeah, Death Stranding, that's something else. Very interested. I want to know more about that. Next, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, I think. I think it's called Biohazard. Could change the name. Anyway, yeah, wow, what do I think about this? Well, I know a lot of people are pissed, and if you are one of those people, I think you should change your nappy and go Betty Buys, because you're a bit too much. If you don't want the game, then don't buy it, Stop bitching. Anyway, it looks interesting. I want to play it. It looks like... This is what I'm thinking. Okay, hear me out. When Resident Evil 1, 2, 3 and Code Veronica came out, it was set in a very specific way. It was set as, camera angles through different angles, tank controls. It was all about the survival horror, like very specifically survival horror. You had to sort out your inventory, you had to be very sparing of your stuff. And then, a lot of time passed, and then we got Resident Evil 4, which, in my opinion, I think Resident Evil 4 was the reboot of the franchise, because it turned into a survival horror into a horror action game. Because Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, and I think Zero, don't quote me on Zero, never played it. They are all action horror, and a lot of people didn't like that. Some people liked 4, some people liked 5, some people liked 6, but a lot more people didn't like them. A lot more people didn't. So, this is what I'm feeling again, because it's been a long time since we've had a new Resident Evil game from scratch, because they've remade 1 and 0, and they're remaking 2, but it's been a while since we've had a new one, and the last new one was in 2012 for Resident Evil 6. So I think they've, listened to the fans, and they've been like, okay, and they've had a look at the sales for the remasters, and they must think as well as like, okay, these aren't selling as well. They sold well, but not as well as a new release of a new title. Okay, no, they won't tell you that because fans are, they're fickle. They only tell you what they want to believe to make their side of the story sound better. But yeah, the remake sold, but not as well as they liked. But they're still going to do it because it's selling better than what they used to make, so, and that's what I think Resident Evil 7 is. I think they're rebranding it again. And plus, I think they're taking advantage that... sorry, I got the sniffles, give me a moment. Also, I think they're taking advantage that Konami fucked up with Silent Hills, so the people at Capcom are like, we gotta fill the void, as it were. So that's what it feels like, but we don't know enough information. That's what's pissing me off. A lot of people are crying out of their bloody nappies. They're pissing themselves, shitting themselves, and it's like, wah, don't like it. And I think they should be slapped over the head a few times. We don't know enough. Look, we have no idea what the game's going to be like, and the demo is only like a fraction of what the game's going to be like, and the developers said themselves the demo is only a representation of the game. What happens in the game isn't the demo, okay? Isn't the demo. So, what's it going to be like? We don't know. That's what I'm getting at, okay? Not enough information. I like the look of it, and it definitely scared me. I mean, for the first time in fucking years, a Resident Evil game has actually worried me, like scared me. So, very good. You've got your feel back. You've got your atmosphere back. But again, we don't know what it's going to be. You know, we don't know what the gameplay is going to be like. We don't know what the story arc is. Just everyone chill the fuck out, alright? Just stop being babies and just wait, like everybody else. Anyway, moving on. This is a funny story. Right. I'm going to tell this story, and based on this story, I think you guys will know what it is. Right. I said to Jess is my lovely girlfriend, my bae, and I said to Jess a couple of weeks before E3 started, because I burst through the door visiting her, and I said, Jess, rumour has it that Crash Bandicoot may make an appearance at E3. People have been spreading rumours that Sony and Activision are in cahoots with something. And I said, if this is the case, what would you like to see? Because Jess is a very big fan of Crash Bandicoot. I'm a fan too, but she's a much bigger fan, okay? Like, seriously. We were playing Crash 2 a couple of days ago, and she was... she knows all the secrets and stuff like that. So, yeah, shit's all over my knowledge when it comes to that game. And she said to me, I would like to see a remaster of the first 3. And I said to her, yeah, that would be nice. But I also said I don't see it happening. Because, you know, who would take that task? And sure enough, it happened. Walked up on stage and said they are going to remaster Crash 1, 2 and 3 from the ground up for PlayStation 4. It's actually happening. And wow, I was gobsmacked. It's like how she predicted that. It's incredible. So yeah, can't wait for that. We think that, do you know the model that they used for Sky, because Crash is also for Skylanders now. We think, me and Jess, we think that the model that in Skylanders is the model they're going to use for the remaster, or at least take a reference from, perhaps. We don't know, because I really don't think they're going to use the reboot Crash, the one where he's got tribal tattoos and shit like that. No, I don't think they're going to do that, because that'll just piss off the old-time fans. So yeah, wow, that'll be interesting to see. And I have the first original 3 Crashes, so you know it's like a legacy, isn't it? It's like, so you know, I get the remaster 20 years later, and I have the originals. You know, it's like, holy crap! Again, it's like a legacy. Moving on, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Me and Jess, again on the topic of me and Jess. We both like our Pokemon. We really do. And we said to each other, ever since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because that's when she got into it, and I gave her my copy of Pokemon Y, because she wanted to play X and Y, but I was done with X and Y. I caught everything, I did everything I could, transferred it over to Omega Ruby, so I was like, blank the file, and I gave her my cartridge. So that was nice, and she fucking blew through that game in 2 days. Jesus, Sheila. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, and we said to each other, whatever version one of us gets, the other will have to get the opposite. And when Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer came out, the first one, she was like, Team Moon, all the way. So I was like, well, I guess I'm Sun then, which I actually prefer, because I really like the look of the Sun Legendary. Like this big old lion. I'm going to call it Mufasa when I catch it. Anyway, yeah, and we saw some more stuff. We saw some gameplay for the first time. This is the first time they've ever done this. They've done gameplay on the floor of E3. Normally they don't do this. Normally they just release the game and hope it goes all okay. But this time they actually did some gameplay with the creators, which is like not done before. And yeah, it was really nice, and we got to see 3 new Pokemon, and they were very adorable. You got this little grub thing, you got this little bird, and you got Donald Trump. It was fucking adorable. Anyway, yeah, if you don't know, there's this weasel thing called a Yangoose, and it looks just like Donald Trump. I shit you not, look into it. So yeah, I'm excited. Oh yeah, and the battle system's changed as well. They've changed it so that even if you're brand spanking new to the game, you don't have to do the whole learning curve that everyone did back in the day. Because back in the day, you had to learn what types hit other types, what the whole stat change thing was, typing, and the catch rate. That's all out the window now, and everything you could ever need to know about your encounter with a battle or just a wild poke, it's all on screen for you. So that's really nice. So they're catering for new players very much. And I like that. Nice one, Pokemon Company. Thinking about new players. Clap, 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 clap. Thought about it. Okay, last 3 games. Yakuza Zero. Woo! Looks very nice. I haven't played Yakuza 5 because the idiots didn't release it on physical copy. And until they do, I will not play it because principle. And yeah, I really like the Yakuza games. I played all of them. For some reason, I sold them all at one point, which was bloody stupid of me. I managed to get 3 and 4 back, but I'm still hunting for 1 and 2 at a reasonable price. And yeah, Yakuza Zero, as you can tell, is a prequel to the first one. So, you know, everything gets explained how, you know, how everything happens, you know, it's an origin story. And it looks very nice. Very nice. It's coming out for PS4. And, you know, if you've ever heard of a Yakuza game, it's quite typical, you know, Japanese gangsters beating up people, blah, 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 you know. But the games are built very well. And, again, can't wait to play it. If it comes out physically. If it doesn't, then I'm not going to play it because fuck digital release. Moving on. Hatsune Miku Project Diva X. Now, me and Jess, again, are quite into our Hatsune Miku. She's been a fan longer than me. And I like it. I like the games more than the actual music. I can't sit down and listen to Miku music all day. There are some I can. I can't name them off the top of my head because they've all got foreign names and I can't pronounce them or remember them. But yeah, there are some. But the rhythm games are just addictive. I love it. I love that because it's all Space Shuttle 5 again. That's what it is. It's rhythm games, you know, and Miku fills that void. And you know, it's all like Eku, you know, Japanese anime, not girly, weeby. It's all weeby music, and it's, you know, it's guilty pleasure. That's what it is. That's what it is for me. It's a guilty pleasure. And, you know, Diva X is coming to PlayStation 4. So, very nice. I remember me and Jess playing Project Diva X2 demo. Not X2, Project Diva 2 for the demo for the PlayStation 3. And we played that for ages, even though there were just 3 songs on it. Very, very good. I still need to get those for PS3. Anyway, last one. And you probably guess what it is now, based on, you know, my lack of mentioning before Pokemon or after it. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. I'm just gonna, give me one moment, I'm just gonna gush for a little bit. Oh my god! It looks so good! It's... Anyway, yeah, I had to do that away from the microphone, but my god, yeah, it just looks fucking perfect. I have not felt this way about a video game in years, fucking years. All right, it's so beautiful, and the landscape and how you can just explore. It's like they've took Zelda 1 and remastered it. That's what it feels like. I know that's not actually the case because it's a brand new game, but that's what it feels like because you could just walk around. I know a lot of people are like, well, you can do that in Elder Scrolls games. Fuck Elder Scrolls. I've tried to play Morrowind. I've tried to play Oblivion. I tried to play Skyrim 3 fucking times. It bored me shitless. I can't stand it. Okay? I can't stand Elder Scroll games. There's something about them. They bore me shitless. Couldn't give a shit. But there's something about this Breath of the Wild that just has me giddy. So happy just to see how it is. And you know what the amazing part is? I didn't even know that there were level restrictions for E3. Because according to the creator, NPCs were removed, almost all of them. Towns were removed. And something else was removed as well for the E3 experience. And plus you could only stay in one plateau. They did that for the E3 experience because it was easier to show off what you could do. So that means we've only seen a fraction of what the game's going to be like. And you know what's even better? The version they were playing and showing off was the Wii U version. And this game's also coming out for the NX. Fucking what? God, I cannot wait for it. Every time I talk about it with somebody, I'm just sitting there bouncing on my chair, clapping my hands, just like, it's... Ooh. The last time I was this excited about a video game was where is it? It's on my shelf. Where has it gone? Actually, the last time I was excited about a video game was Shenmue 3 announcement. But it's not even out yet, so it doesn't really count. But I mean like a game that I own that I've been excited about a lot. I think... I can't quite remember. Where is it? I think it was either Sonic Generations or something else. Yeah, so it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I bought a game that I've been just like, whoa, about. You know? I miss it. I miss that feeling, and it's coming back in so many ways. Next year, I'll be able to get Zelda, play the crap out of that until Shenmue 3 comes out. Next year is my year, bitch. Next year is my year. Oh, so yeah. Wow, I've been rambling for 27 minutes. Okay, if you managed to stick around and listen to all this, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed E3 half as much as I did, because I seem to be the only one who enjoyed it. Okay, thank you for listening. Bye.